Now you're going to be looking at the three types of serif typeface. There's old style, modern, and slab. We're going to be in Illustrator. We need to make a new document to start. We'll call it the three serif typefaces, and then you add your last name. And then you'll hit OK. And in this document, you're going to go to your text tool. And you're going to type, I am an old style for real. Then you'll go over to type, down to fonts, and look for Times New Roman. Now, what's nice is if you go over to the type at the top menu and pull down your fonts, you will see actually what they look like. So that way, they're not just names, but you can actually see what they're going to look like. And we're going to go to Times New Roman, and we'll use regular. Now let's zoom in using our magnifying glass. I'm going to zoom in. I'm also going to set it to 60 points. Next, we need to diagram what is happening with our letters. Old style is sort of based on a scribe. So let's draw a line for our diagonal, which mimics the pen of a writer. When I draw my diagonal line, my stroke may have no color. So before I release the stroke, I need to go over to my colors, swatches, and click on stroke. Then I'm going to come over to my palettes and go to the swatches and click on red. Next, let's look at the serifs. So let's zoom in a little bit more with the magnifying glass. Notice how they curve. So our serifs are diagonal. Let's go Control-0 to go back out. Let's zoom in once again. Next is our transition. And it goes from thick to thin. Let's go back Control-0. Now we're going to go back to our text tool. And this time we're going to do our modern typeface. Our modern typeface you may or may not have. Look for Bodoni. If you don't have it, raise your hand and I'll come over and help you. Now with a modern typeface, we need to zoom in to see what's happening and what's different. Let's first look at the stress. Notice that our stress is straight or vertical. Next, let's look at our serifs and notice that they are straight. And then with the rectangle, notice that we have a really thin stress and a really thick stress with our strokes on our stems, as you can see. Let's go Control-0. Let's go back to our text tool. And with our slab serif, let's go up to Type, Font, and we'll go to Courier and Regular. Let's zoom in again. And with our slab typeface, let's look at the stress. So let's do a vertical stress on our B, and I'm going to stroke it. Let's look at our serifs on our stem, and they are straight or horizontal. And lastly, with our rectangle, let's look at a transition. And notice that the transitions are all equal within the stem. And there you have your three typefaces.